So we are live, and you can start whenever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soupies of all ages, welcome to the Kayfabe Soup Wrestling Podcast, your source of random news, highly prepared and organized, and not at all utter rubbish and nonsense. I am the intern. Of course, I'm with me here are GRJ and Habes, back in video format again, thankfully. How are you? How's it going, guys?
Happy that we're back in video format after my laptop decided to fuck with us last week.
Yay, technology!
Pretty much.
What happens when you order your laptop from Wish.
Ooh.
I had my mom over for dinner tonight, and she ordered something from Wish, and I'm like, wait, people actually, that's a real website?
That's a real thing.
It is a real
And
thing.
it's already taken like 2 months for it to ship or something. Like,
Yeah, they take forever. It's honestly, it's worth it. I bought shit off there.
is
I've
it
never
like
bought
deep or
anything off
something?
it, but you can usually get some pretty good prices from the looks of it.
Yeah. Like, the funny thing is, there's an Amazon warehouse going in like 20 minutes from her house, my house. Well, we live in the same town, like 20 minutes away. But, oh well.
Whatever
We're
works.
doing good though, guys. So AEW, Mark. Yeah.
AEW Mark, even though we're an Impact website now.
Yep. Impact every day.
Speaking of Impact, first thing I just want to bring up here, the first thing I want to bring up is actually some sad news. As everyone I'm sure knows by now, we lost yet another wrestling legend recently with the passing of James Kamala Harris.
That's right, yeah.
Who is probably going to get listed as dying from COVID because he did contract it, but officially his heart gave out on him, and definitely thoughts, prayers, and sympathies go out to his loved ones. Do you guys have any memories of Kamala at all?
New memories because I binged some YouTube.
Oh, nice.
I watched him wrestle Daniel Bryan, and it was Daniel Bryan for the Ring of Honor title. So we're talking.
Wow.
Dude, I didn't even look at the dates, but I think it was early Ring of Honor because they were like
must have been because he would have had both. It would have had to be before he lost his legs.
Well, yeah, but it was good. I was into it. It didn't count out. It's probably like 10 or 12 minutes. But he so like I've never watched any like classic Kamala. So does he like do a thing where he like slaps his belly and like stomps his feet?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, the crowd was all 20 of the crowd hanging from the rafters was going nuts for it.
Yeah, the sad thing is I feel bad for the people that like myself that only grew up watching Kamala as a WWE character because he kind of came up as a goofy cartoon version of himself. But it wasn't until I was an adult and went back and got to watch his stuff in Memphis and his stuff in Mid-South where he was presented as a scary motherfucker. Like an actual, cannibalistic, mindless tribal dude that is just as likely to kill and eat your favorite wrestlers as he is pin them while they're laying on their belly because he's a mindless savage and doesn't know the rules of wrestling.
Nice. I also learned a couple weeks ago, I learned this, that he was like huge in like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And like Andre the Giant would go down there and wrestle him, and Andre would bump like crazy for him. And there's a clip on YouTube.
He also body slammed Andre the Giant before Hulk Hogan was the first person to body slam Andre.
Yeah, I reposted that. I don't know where that happened. Maybe in Puerto Rico. I don't know. But that was badass. Yeah, dude, it was badass.
Yeah, but what people, I don't know if it was in our comments or if I read it somewhere else, but people were talking about how Andre was younger at that point, so he could move at that point. So like when Kamala did it, it looked effortless, right? When Hogan did it, it was more of him really having to help Andre move because I think at that point he wasn't really mobile at all.
No, his back was shot. Yeah. And remember too, Hulk Hogan also tore every single muscle in his back with doing that. But still didn't miss a day of wrestling. And then Andre died like 3 days later, even though he wrestled for several years after. Because Hogan.
I mean,
I gotta keep my brothers. I gotta keep my brothers like softer tonight. I have to brother you guys softly because my pupper's sleeping. Should just move. Brother.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hogan, it was his birthday this week.
Oh, so he turned 984, I think.
Maybe.
I don't like with Hogan. For some reason, it doesn't register to me that he's that old. Like,
No, it's more. I think it's more because he always looked way old. Like when he was wrestling in his like in WCW, he looked like an old man wrestler. But I mean, realistically, he's younger than some of the big names we got wrestling now at the time. So
Yeah, he's like 67, I think.
no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't register to me, you know. But like,
Yeah, so
people
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like, why are you still alive?
So like when he was on Nitro, he was younger than Triple H or Undertaker
Yeah.
is right now. You know what I mean? So he really wasn't that old.
Yeah.
It was just
He
that
just-
the hairline didn't work out with him.
Well, the hairline, that, and I think the fact that all that tanning really aged his face. Because that's the
The
thing.
Hogan 91 tan, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked way older than he was, and I think part of it was because he looked like a giant burnt hot dog.
Yeah. That's right. He still does, but now it's kind of
Yeah.
like once the barbecue's over and it's the weenie nobody touched.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, for those of you who were watching weekly wrestling this week, we had a couple of re-debuts, I guess you could say, on the different shows. One of which was probably better than the other. On Tuesday Night Impact, remember to read my reviews Tuesday nights, folks. We had the artist formerly known as Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers, finally make his debut as he accepted Eddie Edwards' open challenge. It went about as well for him as you expect.
Actually, it was a pretty solid match.
Yeah, it was. It was a great reminder that the dude can actually work, because usually, for like several years, about all he'd do is come out and job in a minute.
Yeah, on his not his podcast, but interviews he's done since his release, he's like, I don't know if I can wrestle more than 5 minutes. I don't know. I haven't done it in years.
That's awesome. Our other return is a little more dubious, as the mystery slot in this convoluted as fuck NXT US title tournament of sorts saw the Velveteen Dream make his comeback.
Say it, intern. Say it.
The Velveteen Peen?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Too soon? Is that what you guys think? Too soon for him to come back?
I mean, why would you have him come back?
It's to get that really young demo. I heard the Velveteen Peen's been seen by a lot of males in the 14 to 16 demo.
Jesus, anything with the AEW, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like, yes, he's an incredible talent and worker, but he's clearly a piece of shit human being. And when I like go to shoot someone that's trying to die on that hill, I'm like, dude, is any like verified person on the internet like stuck up for him at any time since March? No. So then they don't get it that people that actually know the dude know that he's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Feel like I don't need more. Like, I mean, there's already tons of evidence on Twitter. Like, his dick is flying around Twitter from a kid's in DMs. So I mean, I don't know why people are trying to, he's not in trouble until he's proven guilty. Yeah, fuck him. A lot of times you can't prove these crimes. That's an issue.
Yeah.
No, apparently you can only reward them by bringing them back onto your television. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm getting hot. Sorry, guys. Yeah. There you go. You have WWE. You have terrorizing's in. Let's do some fake Antifa. Being a pedo is in. Let's put our pedo back on TV. Like, what the heck? Maybe Lawler will call his match next week. I don't know.
Jesus.
I hope that good storytelling winds up becoming popular again. Maybe they'll try using that idea.
What? What's that? Never heard of her.
It's just because we're internet fans, so we don't understand long-term storytelling. Seth Rollins told us so.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, what's long-term storytelling?
I think by WWE standards, anything that isn't dropped randomly by Vince McMahon after 1.5 weeks.
Half a week. fucking. I've been writing that Naito storyline for years now. Nice. Sorry.
So yeah, those are some debuts. I guess if for those of you want the hot take on Velveteen Dream, if I wish MW1 was still clipping these because she would have had one hell of a clip there from Habs.
I don't know about that.
If she would turn on her notifications, maybe.
Yeah, dude. I still need to learn about weaves.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't a hair versus hair match set for probably SummerSlam between Mandy and not Mandy?
Mandy and who?
Sonya. I forgot her name for a minute.
I prefer.
I know. Well, no, because I was thinking Daria, but I was saying Dario.
Oh, Dario.
You know.
Oh, I wish Dario Cueto would show up at SummerSlam. I'd buy it.
So then I'm like, not Mandy, because I couldn't think of Sonya. Put your hair up and square up, brother.
Dude, that's crazy because normally I feel like you could see who's gonna win the match, like on those type of stipulations, like who would lose the hair.
Yeah.
And I can't see either of them like losing their hair because I've seen like videos of Sonya Deville, and even though she has that whole like tough persona, like she's pretty like into herself, which is not, I'm not saying it's anything bad. It's just like, how do you after so long having that long hair like decide just to chop it off for pay? I guess. Well, then again, depends how much you're getting paid.
She's not even gonna get a bonus for it though, if you think about it.
Well, at least they're not asking. At least not ask her to shave her head, put on an earring, and start calling herself Spartacus, like Jim Herd tried to get Ric Flair to do.
Dude, the who was it? She was in TNA? She's really good. Roxy. I forgot, but
Roxy Reina?
I don't know, but it was like 2008, 2009, where they cut her hair off, and they pretty much just treated her like crap throughout like her stay thereafter. It was one of those where like I thought she was gonna win the title, and it never happened.
Is that Roxy Laveau?
Roxy Laveau, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I think Roxy Reina is like a local person. My bad. Shout out if I got your name right. You work the Chicago area. Well, then you could be like Brandy and have Mel cut her hair. Dude, Mel, her hair was long as shit.
Yeah, and then drop the storyline.
Yeah, and then drop the storyline. She still got a job though, unlike other AEW.
Yes, that was the other thing I wanted to get to that ties in with your shirt. We've seen at least 3 people now that are confirmed released from AEW.
I'm glad my shirt is booking our podcast.
I mean, you're booking our WWE pay-per-views and prediction games, so we gotta go from there as well.
Yeah, about that.
The first one that should come as no surprise is Jimmy Havoc.
Okay, he was one of the people that got screwed by speaking out, right?
Yeah, and then the other 2 are B. Priestley, who's she lives abroad, so she probably couldn't really do anything with her, and then Sadie Gibbs, who I don't know the circumstances for her getting let go.
Isn't Babe Priestley also the one that got screwed over by
that? She was called out for something, but
yeah.
She isn't she with Will Ospreay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Ospreay.
They were
Ospreay.
The whole, what's it called?
Speaking of.
Yeah. That's the. But what is it? What they did?
They blacklisted. Yeah, blacklisted someone.
Yeah.
Someone blacklisted from a federation.
Yeah.
A lot of names I didn't know, but I'm not a huge UK mark, so I don't know.
Someone named Pollyanna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it could also be that how you said it's a whole can't get them to the show all the time, so why keep paying them?
Meanwhile, I guess poor Jimmy Havoc could just do sensitivity training.
Yeah.
No, well, like.
Go ahead.
But like cutting them now, at least they gave them a long time to collect a paycheck and figure something out instead of see you bye. Well, the see you buys from WWE still got 3 months, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I
but
kind of
it was
feel
stating.
like getting released from WWE is a good thing right now. Like you see how these people are
Oh,
bouncing back.
yeah, for sure. Well, like if you think about them getting released from WWE, they signed a contract, so there had to be some kind of contract payoff,
Mm-hmm.
and then also getting paid for the 3 months. And all of these people they pretty much got rid of for the most part, except for like Heath. They were like all already signed back up for 5 years. So whatever the clause was, if they cancel the contract, is a pretty nice number.
Yeah.
But people don't think of that shit. But I'm not here trying to defend WWE either. Fuck them.
Speaking about AEW and letting people go, I know this won't happen because it's goddamn Chris Jericho. But did you hear what happened with Chris Jericho?
Would that be about his concert?
Yes. So,
What
Hapes,
about it?
do you know of it, Hapes, that he threw a concert?
Yeah. I'm not that frowning about that.
Really?
Is that what you? No. Well, like here, okay.
Like
Yeah.
this is something that like you have to suspend him. Like he's acting like a complete idiot. I don't give a shit how much testing they do to him. Like what about if somebody in the crowd like gets sick? You know?
Well, here's the thing. He didn't ask the crowd to go. He was on a stage. Did he crowd surf? Did he like slap hands? Things like that. He performed because that's also one of his jobs.
I know, but
So I'm not
he's
that
not the
bent
only
out of shape
person
for
that's
it.
there though. Like if it happens from fan to fan, that's also a problem.
But the fans shouldn't be his problem. That's what I'm getting at. I mean, should he have had a concert? Probably not. But I don't see how it's big heat on him. Because like indie shows are starting up everywhere too, and people are there, so it's really the crowd's discretion. Like I've gone to a few indie shows, but I make sure I'm like spaced out
Because you
because I got
can be
other,
spaced out.
yeah, I got responsibilities, not just myself. So not worry, I have to worry about more things than myself. But those people in the crowd at his concert, they're kind of stupid.
I think it's stupid, or that, and what this depend. I guess it depends on the individual state and how they're doing in terms of cases, because it could be the government, the state government's allowing gatherings of that size to happen. Maybe the ones that really should be crucified.
What was North Dakota, right?
Yeah, North
Sturgis.
Dakota, I believe.
So okay, I think it was Sturgis. So was there a bike rally? Are any of us bikers?
I don't know if the Sturgis bike rally happened yet, or if that's later. I know Jericho was supposed to play at Sturgis, or Fozzie's supposed to play at Sturgis, if I remember correctly. The same thing that used to give us Hog Wild back in the day.
Brother. I think my favorite Hog Wild story is that Eric Bischoff just tried to have a pay-per-view of people partying at like Sturgis and not a wrestling show.
I think my favorite Hog Wild story was when when Harlem Heat came out to wrestle the Steiner brothers, and the crowd just tore into them, not because of their alignment, but because they were black, and they started like flipping middle fingers at them. You could see waving Confederate flags at them. Good times, happy, fun times.
90s. No, but back to Chris Jericho. I didn't have a problem with it, but I know it's a touchy subject.
I thought it was pretty stupid personally, but
More
in how.
Thank you.
I almost feel like I said I feel more was stupid on everyone that handled it. Jericho himself probably should have known better, especially where he now put himself in that risk and has to go back to AEW, having performed in a crowded thing and possibly compromise the wrestling company he worked for. That is where I feel the stupidity lies with Jericho, and where he should maybe be castigated a bit.
But here's the thing, like, I don't see how the crowd put him in danger. Like, where they blast him hard, far away.
Think of it this way. So you're working at AEW, right? You're constantly being tested along with everybody around you.
Yeah.
And then you have one coworker that goes and does this and is surrounded by multiple what?
Evens.
Like,
don't worry about it. I'm making fun of you guys.
I guess. I don't know. Like, you have this guy that's in a band and he just does the opposite of what the company is doing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, if this was like him throwing a Fozzy concert for people in AEW, like that would have been fine.
Why? Or even an arena that was that practiced social distancing and enforced masks for people in attendance.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Well, okay. Here's my couple questions that I'm not going to look up because I don't care that hard. Is did he like schedule this date during the pandemic or was it previously scheduled?
I have no freaking idea personally.
It doesn't really matter. Like, it's a fucking.
I mean, he could have pulled it. Yeah, and I mean, but it's also like he's not hurting for money. He doesn't do it.
It's not like he needs money.
I see your guys' part.
Or how about this? If the date was done, he could do the concert and then self-quarantine for 2 weeks, be off AEW TV for that time, and maybe even send in promos from home or whatever, and protect his coworkers that way.
But Radoza over here said it earlier. They tested him when he got back, so he passed the test.
I mean, yeah, but like it's known that like
or failed the test, pass or fail. I don't know. It came up negative.
Well, and it's still passed because you're passing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's different.
Either way, it seems like seems like the kind of shit that if Jericho were working for the WWE, more people online would be not you. I'm still not saying you would, but I know a lot more people would be raking him over the coals if he did this while working with the WWE because let's face it, the internet is way more hostile to anything to do with the WWE by nature because go internet.
I don't know. I think it's pretty even. Like both ways. Because I feel like everyone's paying attention to AEW. Not everyone's paying attention to WWE.
I mean, is everybody like? Are you talking in the wrestling community?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that's different.
I was gonna hold on. There's a joke to be made here. Actually, if you looked at the ratings, about 200,000 less people paid attention to AEW this week than they did last week. Boom.
Dude, here's a question. All right, just kind of talking about it in our chat. When Monday Night Football starts, if it starts, does Raw go under 1 milli?
Oh, for sure.
For sure?
For sure. Like, even
I could definitely see
years when we didn't have, previously, like, it was always that excuse of why Raw was so low that week. Like, it's only going to drop more.
Well, didn't it first, like, hit its sub 2 during football last year? Like, in forever? I feel like
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is good news. Intern, do you want to get to the good WWE news? Or do I gotta say it?
We've got ourselves a new venue for SummerSlam, folks. It's not happening.
See, guys, we weren't being satire. It's good news. Yeah, Amway Center. I think it's where the Orlando Magic play.
Yep. Now the funny thing is that apparently TakeOver 30 is still happening at the Performance Center. So,
wow. AEW's on the same night, so no one's gonna watch TakeOver. Clearly, I'm not. Sorry.
You're gonna be watching it to help us with the predictions game. Hello.
What? What? I think I might quit the page. But yeah, this is what I was thinking when I heard about the Amway Center. It holds like 20,000. Do you think WWE's going to trickle in live fans? Maybe not sit ringside, but maybe sit next step up?
No, to my knowledge, it's a closed set.
Yeah.
But they are going to run live shows, is what I heard.
Yeah, I think
they're going to be running live shows.
It's going to be live, but the whole fan thing, I don't think it's gonna come in anytime soon. Whew.
Yeah, me being a biologic viral engineering scientist, I think as soon as school starts for everyone, shit's gonna hit the fan. So
Yeah.
the whole live fan thing's gonna go away for sure. Like
Not
Georgia,
to mention yeah. Oh, go ahead.
the
Sorry.
state of Georgia school already went back to internet, like within
Yeah.
a week or two.
Yeah,
And then when you
but
can,
then
and
again,
then when
it's
you look at
Georgia.
when you yeah, Georgia. But look at other similar diseases. Like remember the swine flu H1N1 that hit early in the year, completely went away almost during the summer, and then in fall it came back even stronger. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's kind of the worry I have right now with
I
whether
actually caught
COVID
that.
is the same. Same actually.
Yeah, like I got really fucking sick. I thought I was gonna die.
I just got really sick. I didn't think I was gonna die or anything.
No. I thought I was legit gonna die. Like I remember not being able to move and shit.
Ugh.
And then it lasted like a week. And then
Yep.
I remember it was like the first week of December. I got sick, and my son was about to be born like in a couple days.
ooh,
Yeah, right. So it was like just like me staying in bed, not doing shit. I got better. I went back to work, and they're like, "Where you been?" And I showed up with my doctor's note because I didn't make contact at all, right? Like I just
yeah.
like sheltered myself. I showed them the doctor's letter, and they're like, "Oh, are you okay to be back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I remember this being like on a Thursday, right? And I remember, but I need time off, and they're like, "Why? I thought you said you were better." I'm like, "Yeah, but my boy's gonna be born by Monday, and I'm gonna take some time off." But yeah, I almost fucking died from that. I felt like shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
I didn't get that.
I didn't get it that bad, thankfully. I was able to call work and let them know why I was missing a week.
No, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk.
So yeah, we can look at a change of venue, and maybe the WWE's new Antifa can start wrecking havoc there.
Does Orlando still have a police department? Not
I
trying
don't
to be
know.
funny.
I don't know.
Being funny. Maybe not good timing.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
there's
fun.
been anything wrong with Florida police so far, right?
Nah, yeah, there's been things.
Has it?
We don't need to get into it. Nah, I was just joking. Did you guys see the tweet of someone tweeted about like the not raids, what the shit at the fuck, what are they called, retribution? Retribution's been doing to like the performance center or
Oh God.
what's this Full Sail, and then the Full Sail security like tweeted back. It's like
That's
we're taking
awesome.
all the precautions. That's why I
That's
like
right.
joke.
That post. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's why I'm joking. Like, does Orlando have a police department?
That's funny. Oh,
Speaking
aces
of
and 5'8".
speaking of people doing stupid shit, did you see that Shotzi got her stuff back after she got robbed?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't notice that.
Did you know? But did you know that her car got jacked?
Yeah.
Like with all her, it had like her ring. Well, not all, but it had like her ring equipment. It had her helmet. Yeah, they found her car, and they actually, this is actually on video. She got her helmet back. She got her stuff back. But I guess the person who took her car crashed it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Habes, you saw this video, right?
Yeah, I think I watched like 2.5 minutes of the
Okay.
three-ish
But
minutes.
yeah, but was the airbag deployed in that car?
I do not know.
Fuck, dude. I think it was. And I was expecting like when I saw I think I saw the airbag. I'm like, oh man, this was probably a pretty big crash. And it's and it's honestly just the bumper on the front that got crashed, that got hit, or they hit
Oh,
something. But I'm all like, oh,
rear end something.
something like that.
It was. It's just funny because the video that she posted, she was in her ring gear,
Yes.
so they're probably doing taping. It's like my helmet. I don't know if they actually gave it back to her.
No, yeah,
Like,
she walked away with it.
they did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
I ripped the video and I posted it in a Shotzi Blackheart fans group, but then I deleted it because it took like hours to post with my shitty Wi-Fi. So it was like 3 minutes long. So I was like, screw this, and I deleted it. But yeah, I was just laughing because she was in her ring gear.
Yeah. She because it was funny because even throughout the video, she's like carrying a toothbrush because she's like, I'm getting ready for my match, and she's like talking with toothbrush, and I'm all like, dude, this is freaking hilarious. But yeah, she showed up with the cops, talking to the cops with a toothbrush in hand, and
Yeah.
Wow.
they walked the whole thing, and they finally opened up her trunk, and that's the helmet was the one thing, and she tells the story behind the helmet, and then the last clip is her walking away, and she's holding her suitcase with everything in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran out of time. I got kids. Sorry.
Okay, there, Heath.
She's like, and you're watching that video. She's pretty great talking. Like if it's her, but she's not very good at talking lines. She seems awkward when she has to do that.
No, almost no one in the WWE is, probably because the lines that the writers write aren't things normal human beings would fucking say.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they talk like it was somebody doing, what are those things called before they do stand-up comedy? When they do with the group, what is that shit called?
Improv.
It's like the writers are trying to write something for improv, and it's like super like awkward,
Yeah.
Like, let's try to make this as awkward as possible for everybody, and that's how it comes off,
Yeah. It also doesn't help that I don't think from the way they write things, I don't think any of these writers have ever been in a fight once in their lives, and they're trying to write the dialogue for people who fight each other professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big issue. We probably shouldn't tackle that tonight. But speaking of Shotzi, I am watching an independent show where she wrestles Isaiah Velasquez, who's my new best friend, because I DM'd him, asked him if he liked Gears of War, and he does.
Nice.
I only did that because his finishing maneuver was called the Hammer of Dawn.
Nice.
So if you're a Gears fan, you did.
No.
At least you didn't.
He's also
at least you didn't DM Velveteen Dream.
I'm too old,
14.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm about double the age of his preferred. I can't believe they brought him back. Like, the case isn't closed. And then, fuck, we'll get into it next week when he makes that title match.
Oh, you mean when he beats Finn Balor?
That happened this week. Did he already beat him?
No, he was in that 3-way, but he wasn't the one who was pinned, so he gets to go on in that second chance thing because Dexter Lumis got taken out because of injury, and this thing was already convoluted, but they felt the need to make it even more fucking convoluted, just making a straight tournament.
We don't need to get into it.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know why NXT is losing in the ratings.
Was there a change up to the writing staff?
Yeah, they actually added a bunch of writers at one point, and they added a few more.
Like,
I think
they actually have writers. Yeah.
Yeah. And Vince McMahon's been like touching it.
Has he? Okay, that explains everything. That's all you really need to say.
Yeah.
If Vince's hands in it, then it gets weird.
Yeah, because like it's definitely like it's not full on Raw or SmackDown, but you can see main roster tropes and touches all over it. I mean,
that's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not what we're expecting, or no, it's not what.
It's not NXT good.
It's not NXT good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
It's like NXT light.
Yeah. On the plus side, at least we get to watch a non-wrestle football guy take on their former champions next week.
I watched his little promo vid. He was like doing running moonsaults and shit. Kind of cool.
Yeah, apparently he's been training with Rip Rogers for a while.
Or at least once.
Yeah, he's got his own wrestling ring and.
Yeah. Is he bigger than Adam Cole?
Isn't everyone?
Hunter.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't
Well, I
everybody?
Not Zack Sabre Jr.
Right? They're both built at 6 foot.
There we go. We got Masquerita Sagrada and Zack Sabre Jr. as being smaller than Adam Cole. So.
God, that video is funny. I wish it wasn't so long ago that I posted it so I could find it again. It's on the Instagram. I could find it.
No. Yeah. Well, if you're like me, you're too lazy to.
Yeah, it's a lot of scrolling. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a little news bit that I stumbled across just earlier today while we were prepping for podcasts. A report's come out that I don't know how far back this goes, so I couldn't tell you what talent are being affected by this. But apparently, at the very, I'm guessing sometime since COVID, some of the new call-ups are NXT, or guys that get called up from NXT. So definitely, I'd say you're Matt Riddle at the very least. Yeah, they did not get the pay increase that usually comes with the main roster call up. They're getting NXT money because the justification being, well, pal, we're not doing live touring, so because of the corona, so we're working less dates. So you make what you used to make, pal.
I'm okay with that.
That's kind of bogus.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I mean, I guess it depends on what their NXT pay was, how little it is compared to what they would have been making with the main roster bump.
If you're doing NXT type scheduling, it's not even NXT type scheduling. These people are doing less than that.
Yeah.
Why should you expect more money? You know, you're still doing the same bullshit. Actually, you're doing worse. You know, you're not putting on 3 to 4 to 5 star matches. You're in the main roster doing a 1 minute match that ends in a fucking double DQ.
And then cutting promos explaining that the reason you wrestled barefoot is because you were stupid as a kid and got frostbite because you kept going from the pool out into the snow. That is seriously the backstory they gave Matt Riddle.
I mean, is that what they gave him, or is this true? Because from the last thing I heard, the reason he likes sandals. Oh, Hibbs is gone. The reason he wears the sandals is just because he likes it, right?
Yeah, he wears sandals because he likes it, and he wrestles barefoot because, I mean, he was a professional fighter. Professional fighters fight barefoot. But no, when he got to SmackDown, they had him cut an interview about how he when he was a kid, he was, they went on vacation in Minnesota, I think, and there was snow outside. He kept going from the warm pool out into the cold snow barefoot, got frostbite, and then lost all feeling in his feet. In other words, his backstory is, as a kid, he was fucking stupid. And as an adult, he's still kind of stupid, I guess.
I mean, at that point, you have nerve damage, right? Wouldn't he have lost his foot?
I think so, but again, this is...
That's stupid. Yeah, I don't... And it doesn't even, help his storyline anyways. It's not like 2 years down the line, somebody's going to bring up this whole him walking into the snow barefoot out of the pool.
Maybe it sets up an angle where someone gets buckets full of snow, they beat him up and they dump snow on his feet.
Yeah, see,
no, don't do that.
You're going to have to get really wacky to make sense of this in a future storyline. It's not important. It's better than... This is not something that they should have even touched.
This is a case where Vince could take someone that could potentially make him money and is just no, do and say this stupid thing because it amuses me.
Who are you guys talking about?
Matt Riddle.
See, you didn't even follow now.
No, what shit? I haven't watched SmackDown in forever.
Speaking of stuff related to Matt Riddle, I told you, have you guys heard about how great the Chad Gable heel turn has gone? Chad Gable heel turn?
I didn't even know Chad Gable was heel now.
Yeah, he 2 weeks ago King Corbin set up a whole King's ransom where he's basically offering money for anyone to take out Matt Riddle, which I think is kind of a neat little angle. Gable actually turned heel to take him up on it. So I was like, okay, this could be interesting. Then last week's show happened. First of all, he's still called Shorty G, so I mean that's still stupid. But they have him interfere in a Sheamus versus Riddle match where he winds up attacking Riddle. Riddle then immediately turns around and beats the shit out of him, like because he's apparently ineffective. Then Sheamus gets mad because he was winning the match when Gable came out but lost by DQ, and then Sheamus beats the shit out of Gable. So they turn him heel and just have him basically do a non-match job to two people back to back. Isn't that a great start to your heel turn?
Before you said he got beat down by two different people, I was like, is he really a heel or is he just a hired goon here? Or not even a hired goon, because if somebody's offering money and you're doing it for the money, I don't kind of see it as a heel turn. But then when you said that both Sheamus and
also Sheamus is a babyface now again apparently.
Really?
It's
amazing.
Yeah, they turned him face by the end of the SmackDown, and for months of his old character arc being, you're a drunken alcoholic druggie.
Hey, it was one beer.
Now he's a good guy out of nowhere.
You said that when I was drinking. So.
That's the best part. So yeah, the WWE.
They're getting a little out of control with no fans to tell them what's good and what's not good. Well, not like they listen, but they would have never done that with a live crowd. I was wondering why Sheamus wrestled so many times on SmackDown when I read the results.
Yeah.
He wrestled Baron Corbin, right? The finish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the? But that makes sense now.
I mean,
doesn't sound good.
As far as random alignment changes go, this is still better than Lacey Evans turning heel because she lost the karaoke contest. And yes, that is a thing that happened.
Yeah, I know about it. I didn't watch it, but I know about it.
Hey, it's led to an epic series of 2-minute matches between her and Naomi, who I think have wrestled almost every week for the past month, like 2 or 3 minute matches.
Why I don't watch, man? Sorry, podcast land. Sorry.
Why do you think I don't review the show anymore?
Because Impact's better.
Yeah, Impact's better.
I mean, I didn't get to watch Impact, but I read your review, and I saw that you got upset that who did the champ fight this week? It was
Brian Myers.
Right, Brian Myers, and I'm all like, no, this is perfect. This builds up to the perfect storyline. Because at the end, you want Eric Young against him, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're building. What they're building towards. But Edwards wants that match now because of what happened with Rich Swann. And I think honestly, what you want is for Eric Young to beat Eddie Edwards, and then to have that title when Rich Swann comes back.
Yeah.
And then you get Swann chasing Young for the title.
Yeah, so going back to what was it, Slammiversary, the one that just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to Slammiversary, Rick Swann popped out, right? And it was one of like, this is your big return. This is it, right? Nobody cared. I honestly felt like they could have chosen someone else in that title that would have made a bigger impact, still had the same result, and then during this open challenge that he has every week, bring in Rich Swann, and then have the whole EY thing happen there.
Yeah.
You know?
Still, though, kind of made with Swann coming back from a real life like severe leg injury that he could have possibly, the doctor almost recommended him not to wrestle. It kind of makes sense to have this story happen now, to have him make that comeback, then to have EY Pillmanize him and build to a fake leg injury.
Yeah, because that promo where he retired, and then the beatdown, I'm like, I didn't see that happening.
That was so good.
Yeah, I'm like,
wasn't my favorite? Like I said in my review, wasn't my favorite fake retirement angle. That was Mark Henry.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember the Mark Henry.
Speaking of Impact,
that's where he retired and beat the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's the pink jacket.
The pink jacket. Him destroying John Cena.
That's right. Not that you mentioned the Was it pink or was
Oh,
it salmon?
salmon.
Salmon.
It was salmon.
Thank you. Right? Yeah. Like that makes sense. Like that's you just have to put that picture in there. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, speaking of Impact, I cannot find a good Impact group to put our page into.
Really?
Like, when the Swan shit was happening, so many people thought it was real. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? It's freaking pro wrestling. This is what I'm working with. I'm just trying to steal followers, but it's hard.
I don't know.
They're
Like
not on our level.
the Impact crowd is hard to like find because everybody's still on that LOL TNA type bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm all like,
Yeah.
That was forever ago. Like this is
A new show.
This is different. This is a new show. And
Like, it's mostly the guys on the indies that you're like, oh my god, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's just not Impact. But I guess the issue with these groups or their fans is that Impact has always kicked ass internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of Europeans and India and shit like that in there. And they apparently think who's still alive? Andre the Giant and Ultimate Warrior, some shit like that.
Yokozuna. That's why. That's why we had a sumo wrestler in the Greatest Battle Royal or Greatest Royal Rumble.
That was Saudi Arabia, right? And
yeah.
I think that was just the Prince, right?
Yeah, that was the Prince.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hasn't watched wrestling in 30 years.
Because like I remember back to one of the Saudi shows, and somebody from NXT was in the match, and people were chanting NXT at that show, and I'm like, you have your people that still are like
the fans know. Yeah,
like the fans know, but then you have your random people that don't watch like past the 90s bullshit, right? I'm pretty sure like somebody talked the Prince into like getting a wrestling show out there, and he's like, hell yeah, like I remember The Undertaker, I remember so and so from the 90s. And that was probably the last time he did watch some type of fucking.
Did Marty Jannetty's face ever heal from getting thrown through that window?
Yeah,
that's the last thing I remember watching.
Like,
oh my gosh, if we got a Shawn Michaels Marty Jannetty match, they put Dolph Ziggler out there instead of Shawn,
and then Dolph disappears.
Yeah, it's Chattahoochee.
It makes sense, right? Because I'm pretty sure we know people that stopped watching wrestling in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Most people...
I was going to say, millions of people stopped watching wrestling in 2001 after WrestleMania 17 and then the botched invasion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But, like, do you guys ever get this? If you're wearing, like, a new wrestling shirt, not even new, just newish, like, oh, yeah, wrestling, I know Stone Cold. Mm-hmm. And then you just kind of tell them to gently fuck off. It's like
that's almost as good as
people.
That's almost as good as people that buy Bullet Club shirts, and you're just like, you see them, and it's like, oh man, you like wrestling? No, I like guns.
I didn't run into that. I was
you don't run into that.
When I run into people that like, because I do have a Bullet Club shirt, and I got mine off what's that wrestling site that we're on? Where do we sell our t-shirts?
PWTs. For wrestling.
/ kayfabe soup.
Yeah.
I got my New Japan shirt or my Bullet Club shirt from there, right? And I remember like, oh, people will be like, oh, you got that from Hot Topic, right? And I'm like, Hot Topic sells this shit? And that's how I found out about Hot Topic sold it. And I'm all like, holy crap. And then people would be like, oh, yeah, I saw that at Hot Topic. And then I'm all like, do you guys even know what this is? And most people didn't even know it was a wrestling shirt. But then again, those shirts did not have the New Japan logo on the back.
No, and they were cool designs.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's not a bad design. I mean, like...
No, just as a normal t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
When I went to Disney World last, I saw more Bullet Club shirts than I did like a WWE shirt.
Dude, the fact that you would see one WWE shirt would be pretty amazing, but yeah.
it was probably me.
Yeah, exactly.
Or my John Cena shirt. Just cause.
Dude, I'd rock a John Cena shirt, no problem.
Yeah, but you can't see anyone with a John Cena shirt.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
Not sure. India.
Random stuff.
Oh, we were talking about the Prince and being stuck in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even what we were talking about. That's just me talking.
Was it?
Something
Oh,
about impact, Rich Swan. That's what we were
Rich
on.
Swan? That's right. About how. Well, I said that how it was. Well, not disappointment, but it was kind of lackluster that he popped up.
Yeah, him returning as well, seemingly the surprise was definitely a lackluster moment.
And it was just because of all the releases, right? We were
Yeah,
expecting somebody from like we did get Eric Young, right?
yeah,
But like when when it was that big moment of like this is the return, and then it was Rich Swann, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
And then
that was a that,
then EY popped out, and we're like, all right, this is what we wanted.
well, yeah, that's a lot of just the WWE mark in us that we
yeah.
expected that. But if we were like Impact fans, we would have known. Like I guess I knew Rich Swan was hurt, but we would have been all over it. You know what I mean? Like
Not
expecting a return.
really, no, because like even in the Impact subreddit, people were like, really, this is it?
Yes, because of
Oh,
the way
okay.
Impact did really have, they were showing video clips of people that have been released and shit, and it really did kind of heavily imply that someone that or make it feel like someone that was released from the WWE would be a mystery person. So I think that's kind of the beauty of why of them carting out Rich Swann fourth, then adding EY as a fifth, is they played with our expectations and trolled us
Yeah.
hardcore to manipulate our
Exactly, but
emotions.
exactly, and it was like another thing, like you said, us being WWE marks. It was just a return of one of the guys, right?
Yeah,
Whether it was Eric Young, EC3, whoever the fuck it was, because earlier in that show, Motor City Machine Guns returned, and I fucking popped,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was the same thing. This was like we had we had an expectation of who could it have been, and then Rich Swan was just straight out of left field. But that's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But credit to Rich Swan because we went from like, oh shit, Rich Swan to holy shit, Rich Swan, like
yeah,
within a week.
yeah. What else we got?
I can't think of any news items off the top of my head. So unless you guys have something, we can get to the
I
questions.
guess you didn't check the notes, but I have a couple notes on the
Oh, okay,
topics.
sure thing.
So did you guys hear about this Logan Paul dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
First,
Zuckerberg.
first of all, I didn't even know there was more than one of these Paul guys. And then
I thought Logan Paul was the guy.
no, well, no, he has a brother, and I learned this from my son. He's the one that explained this to me. It's Logan Paul and fuck, I forgot the other guy's name and everything. But yeah, they're brothers, and they both do this YouTube, Twitch content. I don't know, but he challenged another influencer to a wrestling match, and certain wrestlers replied. But my favorite, and I feel everybody's favorite that knows of the different wrestlers, was New Jack, and that's why we got marked on the page. We got a little
Uh,
warning from Facebook. Um, like
Motherfucking New Jack.
motherfucking New Jack
Motherfucking.
wants to kill a motherfucker.
I don't care, motherfucker. I'm gonna be high on
Yeah,
coke, motherfucker, or something like that.
pretty much. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious. It's like he challenges a bunch of he just challenges an influencer. My thing is, he said wrestling? Are we talking? I don't know if he was talking pro wrestling or amateur wrestling, because those are two different things. Unless you're
I'm
Korean.
gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's probably some kind of MMA type-ish thing, you know.
I'm
But
gonna
even
guess he doesn't
that,
know what he's talking about.
like even like on our Instagram, there's a lot of local guys who are like, sure, I'll wrestle you, kick your ass,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know anything about this Logan Paul.
I didn't know anything either. My son just explained like the basics of him being an influencer, and I'm like, oh, that's cool
I
right
think he
there.
just runs his mouth on Twitter a lot, and that's why his name pops up.
I
Yeah,
mean,
basically.
him and his brother are like people that are like in the news a lot. I just didn't know it was two. I thought it was just the same guy doing all this bullshit, but apparently it was his brother that took a picture in like I don't know what to call it other than like kind of like a little suicide era out of Japan. Like he took a selfie with somebody that hung themselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so like these guys are like, I guess they're really popular, but then
yeah.
there's also
I
like this
remember now.
division of like people that think they're just complete idiots, complete morons, you know?
Yeah.
I
He also
I
he
know what
also
you're
thinks
talking about.
homosexuality is a choice. So
Yeah,
What?
so like I said, complete idiot.
Yeah. No, not gonna say that. Well,
Okay,
fuck that guy.
moving on, moving on. Um, do you have your notes open, or do you want me to keep going on this?
go ahead.
Okay, so Ziggler was asked what kind of dream match he would want at WrestleMania, right? And
Oh God.
all he did was drop was Ronda's name, and um, in an intergender match, that wouldn't be bad.
No.
It wouldn't be bad at all. You know,
No.
like people love to give Ziggler shit, but like against Ronda Rousey, he could make that match pretty fucking amazing. You know,
Oh
it,
man,
it
with his ability to bump and sell, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, remember when Ronda opened up at Triple H at the WrestleMania match and just like started decking him and people popped for that? Imagine
Yeah.
that with like the ability that Ziggler has for all that throughout a whole match. Like that would have been great.
And you guys are also forgetting the part where like they could do a ton of chain wrestle, like work shoot
Yeah.
MMA stuff,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
like a ton of it.
Like there's a lot of
With
possibilities in this match.
that match would be damn good. Like if we still didn't have a crowd, say make that shit happen for our entertainment.
Tell Ronda to stop trying to make a family long enough to come back and do that match.
I mean, Becky already
Yeah,
beat her to it.
her her impregnation's taken what, like over a year now?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Uh,
Yeah. Anyways, but this whole intergender stuff, it's not over.
you know what? She's a Twitch streamer now. She's got her career figured out.
Is she?
Oh yeah. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I'm a Twitch streamer.
Are, are we Twitch streamers yet? I want
Not
to be a
yet.
Twitch.
I'm trying to figure that out. We'll get you on. We'll try to get Twitch quick as possible.
No, you put me on there, it's gonna become money. So
I mean, and then we just open up your OnlyFans and we're set.
Oh,
yeah, dude. Oh,
Hey, save it for the paying customers.
$1.99 a month.
Just don't do that on Twitch. You'll get banned like Rusev.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, continuing with the intergender news. It was Lance Storm and Booker T that are against intergender wrestling. Did you guys read about that?
Yeah.
Well, what did Lance Storm say? Because I've seen what Booker T's had to say.
Lance actually wasn't necessarily as bad on it as you'd think. I'm trying to find a quote here.
He kind of just disagreed with the whole like, the aspect of intergender wrestling where it's like, it's not. I guess to keep it to the world of realism is not plausible a lot of times. But also like how it's not good for the business.
Yeah, actually, here's the Lance Storm quote, and I kind of agree with where he's coming from, based on like in light of speaking out and some of the more disreputable promotions. So his quote is, "For every intergender match that happens in a top company with professional conduct, there are dozens of women who agree to be booked on a women's on a multi-show loop that get there and find out the other woman didn't show up, maybe was never booked, and now she has to agree to do intergender matches and be the only woman on the tour, or lose all the booking and risk heat from canceling. Then there's pressure to share a room because everyone else is doubling up. This happens." So
And
the
that's
whole
everything
idea
Lance Storm said.
there was that was apparently the second tweet. That the first one was, yeah, there we go. I missed this when I was scanning through the article. I see
No. That second one's good shit.
Yeah. But
the
first
that
that's more of an expansion on what he said the first time. He's like, "I've heard from so many women who are uncomfortable doing these, but felt obligated to get in order to get booked because these matches were accepted norms." So I think Lance Storm is coming out with objections from a much better direction than Booker did, personally.
I think he said it a lot better.
Yeah.
But like my thing is, like you have your certain wrestlers that work intergender matches and make it look good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just finished watching Chiccy kick some ass. So
No,
yeah.
exactly, right. There are some, and I'm not just talking just female wrestlers. There are some male wrestlers that make these matches work. Um,
Oh yeah.
Big names that come to mind are uh, shit. He just got in trouble and I just lost his name. Joey Ryan. Before the bullshit that has happened
Yeah.
with him, like I've seen him live where he did like matches against females, and it came out great. You know, um, Brian Cage is another one. I saw him. It was him, his wife against Doomfly. It was Delia Doom and Ellie Everfly. Those like it was a intergender tag match. They fucking went at it. I remember that. Like there's certain wrestlers that make this shit work, right? But
Oh
then
yeah.
I think where Booker and Lance are coming from is like somewhere like in the like in the WWE world, in the AEW world, where it's so big, and you kind of have to protect certain talent because like it happened in Impact where shit, I forgot her name already. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting names again.
Tessa Blanchard.
Blanchard, like her becoming the champion, like it was Lance Storm. Was it Lance Storm at that time, or was it Booker? Because I know this isn't
It was
Booker's.
Booker.
It was Booker's comment where he's like, "I totally disagree with this shit," right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if neither person has a problem with it, why does it matter?
Right, and like they're doing it, so they're putting out a different product than the other two people. Like it makes sense, and no one had a problem with it there.
Yes, and Booker. So I was reading through Booker's stance, and his comes off as a lot more sexist to me than Lance Storm's stance, or at the very least, ignorant of the fact that professional wrestling is a work. It has each company has its own universe with its own rules, and if you present intergender matches as normal, if you present women as equal to the men, like Lucha Underground did right from episode 1, it can fucking work. Like here's Booker's quote. It's ridiculous. It's nonsensical. Charlotte Flair goes and beats Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, ruins these guys' careers forever. Now she has to go against Braun Strowman for the title. This is not Wonder Woman. This is making people believe they're watching a simulated fight between two equals. Think about this. Your sister has a boyfriend and her boyfriend beat the hell out of her. What are you supposed to say? She should have fought back harder? It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. If somebody put their hands on my mom or my sister, it's going to be a problem. If anyone thinks it's okay for a man to fight a woman and it's a fair fight, it's a problem. First of all, Booker, this just gets me wrong. I've known some women who can beat the shit out of just about any man out there. So this whole idea of women are dainty and not equals or better is fucking outdated and stupid.
Seriously.
Secondly, if anyone thinks it's okay for a man to fight a woman, no. But you know what I am okay with? A woman signing a contract to professionally fight against the man, if that's an agreement both parties made, because their job is to fight people.
Exactly. Honestly, that whole like Braun Strowman, what do you say, Charlotte Flair?
Yeah.
Like, if they could make that shit work, they could totally
Yeah.
make that shit work. Like,
I kind of want to see Charlotte come back and wrestle Randy Orton over kicking her dad in the head. No.
yeah, like the way I was gonna go with this is like it's kind of uh, like by that standards, they should never had certain people become champions, you know, because there's
Yeah.
always that bigger and better guy, and like going with Braun Strowman, like how long did it take for him to become champion? It's not because of his size; it's because of how they decided to
Yeah.
rate them. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you could write them to become, in his words, a superwoman, a Wonder Woman, they could make it work.
Lucha Underground did that with Sexy Star.
Too bad Sexy Star sucks. But
yeah. She injured Rosemary. Rosemary is Bay, therefore Sexy Star is dead to me.
Yeah. That was such a disappointment.
Yeah.
The problem with Booker T's whole thing is it's a freaking work, man. pro wrestling is not fucking real.
Yeah, he's from that generation though. It's like when Road Warrior Animal said that it was a huge disgrace that women main evented a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then the guys should be ashamed and upset.
The thing with one more thing with Booker T though, all the people he's training, all of them leave his place and go do a shitload of intergender wrestling across the
I know, that's the best part.
Like Kylie Ray's one of his top people. That's all she fucking does outside of Impact. That's all she's done.
Intergender matches and then wrestling Taya at Wrestle House.
Yes.
Could we talk about Wrestle House for a second? So
I always want to talk about Wrestle House.
So that I think it was the first little package that they showed on Impact.
Oh hey, I got the runs.
Good to know.
Awesome.
That one was for intern because he watched it.
Yeah, that was great. It was from the date scene between Luke Diener and Susie.
They showed the beginning of Taya showing up. Watching that, I kind of wish they would go back to that Taya.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did see that, and I know nothing of that Taya. I want to.
Like I remember when the whole Taya going to Impact thing happened. I watched Impact for a good bit, and I'm like, oh my god, she's so fucking good. And not saying she's not good anymore, but like character wise, I love that one so much more.
Yeah, it worked. I liked it a lot better than Mean Girl Taya. That's just kind of abusive to Johnny Bravo and.
Yeah.
So did that original Taya?
Rosemary.
Yeah, did that original Taya reflect like her ring name more so, like being like a badass force compared to?
She came off more as. How could I explain it? It's kind of like, you know how Becky was the man, like Taya came off as the queen.
Yeah,
you know,
like a fierce, basically.
Yeah, like
probably what Charlotte should be doing.
Exactly, exactly. Like if Charlotte did not have all these like obviously she has a shitload of title wins, but with all those title wins come a shitload of losses, right? Because she has to lose to regain it. With Taya, it hasn't happened where she stayed dominant for such a while. You know?
Yeah.
Like it was more like I'm the queen, I'm badass, and people know this shit. It's not like Charlotte.
Plus, her entrance gear made her look like a Game of Thrones character or something.
Yeah, it was freaking bitching, dude. Like, oof.
And if you look at the timeline, that's when Game of Thrones was like peaking in its popularity.
Yeah, it works. I don't know.
Yeah, before season 8 made everyone hate it.
Such a Taya.
Yeah, I've never watched the show. I really don't know. So what you're saying right now is Taya's season 8?
I never watched the show, but
Yeah, no, I don't know either. I just know there was one season that people were like, "What the heck?"
It was the last season, right?
Yeah, the last season. People hated it. People hated how it was apparently rushed, and people hated how it ended. And I'm just like, marks. I don't even watch it.
Well, I mean, dude, it's really hard to finish a TV series. Like How I Met Your Mother, kick-ass TV show for like the 10 years it was on. That last season, trash.
How about this? They're trying to finish a TV series based on a book series that isn't finished yet, and then they eventually hit the point where they surpassed where the books are, and so they had to start making their own content, and that's where the show kind of fell off a fucking cliff.
I mean, the same thing happened with The Walking Dead. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds like our zombie shows.
Yeah, like it was this huge thing. People are loving it, and then they finally got to the point where they surpassed the comics.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Do they still have an after show, like Walking Dead, or did it lose that popularity?
I don't know.
I started just watching it on Netflix, waiting for it.
I know they spawned off like different shows from it.
I do really like the Fear the Walking Dead, which is a show they made.
Yeah.
Which is a completely different characters. Except for Morgan. He's in there and he's badass. But he might have died. Spoiler alert. I don't know yet. I'm waiting for it to come on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I think they're making one more Walking Dead spinoff too, but I'm not sure.
Here's
I do
the
not know.
question though: do those spin-offs feature intergender fights? Because man, if I have to see a female fight against a male zombie, that just ruins it for me. Because I'm Booker T.
Yeah, dude, that's the one thing I always bring up is like, did you like Avenger movies? Then you
Yeah.
must hate Black Widow. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I always say. It's not the same, but it is. This guy's
Yep.
rocking a killer mullet in this wrestling match I'm watching.
Sweet, is it Brian Pillman Jr.? He's got quite the mullet.
No, it's the guy that's tagging with Space Monkey.
Okay.
I think his name's Nova, but I don't know. Something like that.
Were there any other notes there, GRJ?
Yeah, give me a second. I have that ACH is in New Japan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Honestly,
New Japan is not caring about what happened with him. They are taking his chance. They're taking their chance with him. This guy. Go ahead.
But he's booked for the California thing, not Japan, right?
I mean, it's New Japan USA.
Yeah, New Japan strong.
Yeah, it's like, and this is where New Japan has pretty much put all of their money into right now. Which,
yeah,
like, let's say it was just like a regular New Japan show, then that would make more sense. But when you're trying to move into a market and you're using people that are had a trouble past, like that's kind of like a big risk, but they're taking it.
Well, as long as they don't make a blackface shirt for him.
Well, here's the thing, and I think we all understood it, was that like ACH's thing was more of a mental health thing than anything else. Like he kind of just had a breakdown and made it public as heck. That's never good. Because anyone and everyone always liked the dude before. Like everyone seemed to like ACH before he was in NXT.
Yep.
But it could have just been the generic Dragon Ball Z gimmick that he had.
Oh yeah.
That does it.
The typical WWE smile and have fun because you're a person of color gimmick.
Well, that's what it was before he was in NXT, so I don't exactly know. But sorry. But no, that card in New Japan Strong had a lot of game changer wrestling guys, like all across it, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up the card. I can't find it.
Once the Taco Bell guy, I made fun of him 1 week on here.
The Taco Bell?
Yeah. His whole gimmick is Body by Taco Bell. He does a bunch of flips and shit.
Give me a second. Okay, it's Summer Struggle.
I might have to take my pupper out for a potty break. We'll see, though.
We're almost done, dude.
Okay.
Wait, where is it? There it is.
Alex?
There it is. Match lineup. Let's see. So you have Jordan Clearwater and Clark Connors versus Barrett Brown, Logan Regal. Nope. Alex Zane, ACH. TJP is going to be in it.
TJP. Yeah, Alex Zane's the Body by Taco Bell guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blake Christian, Mysterioso.
Yeah,
PJ Black's going to be in it.
That's it. Well, he's an ROH guy, ain't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, adding about ROH, they're gonna start TV end of September or end of August. Well, we're kind of at the end of August, probably September.
I just want them to get back just to see. I just want to know what they're doing with their future, especially after everybody got screwed over with the speaking out thing. And I'm not saying like poor bad for them. Like obviously these fuckers had to go down, but like it kind of like on top of COVID, it kind of just like pushed everything back.
Double whammy, yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because like Marty Sproul hasn't put anything on Twitter since speaking out.
He's been out, yeah.
And he's supposed to be in charge, so we'll see.
Maybe he gives himself the title.
What? Is he working for SmackDown?
I was gonna say, is he Brandy Rhodes?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He'll make a terrible a tournament full of terrible matches like this AEW Women's Tag Tournament's been.
Like, I mean, I had like high hopes, but reality, I knew they weren't going to bring in big names.
Yeah.
But they dropped the ball. Like they got a couple good people in, but there's not enough good people around to have a good match. Like, can't carry everyone. Some of those matches.
I kind of knew how seriously to take the tournament when fucking Cameron showed up.
Dude,
yeah,
they might announce the G1 Climax roster soon. I'm looking at the dates and I'm
coming up.
Yeah, the G1 because the Climax starts on the 19th of September, so that's literally in a month and like 6 days. This is exciting as shit.
Yeah, and I think they're doing something goofy, or not goofy, but they're limiting the number of people in each block, so there's not as many people on the shows or something.
Yeah.
You read something about that?
I didn't read about the limiting. All I know is that they're keeping the exact same number of dates. So if they're gonna keep the same number of dates, I don't see them lowering the bracket or lowering the blocks anytime.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. I really don't know.
know.
Or maybe they were just. Would they have A block and B block wrestle each other in undercards?
No.
Before?
No.
They never did.
It's so basically it would be like even in the like tag matches and this like all the tag matches, the undercard, like it's still A block against A block, you know, but you'll have kind of like A block LIJ versus A block Bullet Club, you know.
Yeah.
So it's something like that, but yeah, A and B normally don't score off until the last night or the last weekend.
Yeah, I didn't know if they goofed around in the undercard just to do it, but okay. What do you know about the NWA thing, Interno?
Not a whole lot besides, this could be interesting. I mean, they got the weekly pay-per-view, but it looks like it's going to be the NWA interacting with several different promotions for it. And, I believe that Mark has also said that the NWA would be using this opportunity to create YouTube content as well. So hopefully that'll give us something to watch outside of weekly pay-per-views.
I can't believe they shit-canned all their podcasts.
Well, I mean, I guess if David Lagana had a lot of involvement with that, but I can't Carneyland makes sense because Lagana probably had his hands all over that. Like, oh, I'm not going to make a joke. That'd be horrible. But yeah,
but like Aldous' thing,
and Eli Drake,
those things were kind of separate.
Yeah,
but no. So really, you just know what was on that press release that I read too?
I haven't really heard anything new yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know if there's something I didn't know about it.
If there is, I haven't seen it.
Well, shucks.
Well,
I heard the price point might be $15 a week.
Wow.
I don't know.
They would be better off making a subscription service.
$15 a month probably wouldn't be the end of the world. I think Fight Network or Fight TV.
Yeah.
It's like $5 a month and you can watch Dynamite.
Yeah.
Which ain't a bad deal. If that's what the only wrestling you want to watch.
Also, if you're an AEW fan?
Yes. And you don't know how to watch -wrestling on your Google machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we have anything else? Do you want to get to those two pressing questions?
Oh shoot, yeah. Let's hit them quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Forgot about them.
All right. Our first one is this is the most important question we will ever have to answer. So let's go with it. If it's even an argument, best nuggets in the fast food game.
Fast
All
food
right.
game. That changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need time for this question.
Okay. I will start. My boy Chase Gosling. He likes the spicy nuggets from Wendy's. That's his jam, and that's great. But I don't have nearly as many Wendy's around me that I do Burger Kings, right? And now they're not exactly that good, but for $1.49 for 10 nuggets, I'm in, dude. It's all about the sauce, anyways.
Yeah, I've always been partial to the McDonald's chicken McNuggets growing up, but I do think those Wendy's spicy nuggets are pretty goddamn amazing.
Okay, my question is, what do you guys consider a nugget?
Like this. Not a tender, bro.
No.
Not a tender, not a strip.
Because Jack in the Box has this. They call it popcorn chicken, but it's basically a nugget, just in a different form of it or a different shape.
Well,
I guess.
Like Chick-fil-A's nugget is like a weird square. So I get what
nugget, right?
Yeah, it's a nugget. Popcorn chicken is like a mini nugget, and I do love KFC's popcorn chicken.
Yeah,
See,
they're good.
KFC. I'd say I don't like the ones from Burger King. I've tried them. My brother's tried them. We're not fans of them.
No, they're not great. They're not great at all. But like
I really I get what you say. Where for the price, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like I live in rural nowhere's Wisconsin, so I have like Burger Kings every 3 towns as my option.
I've literally got a Wendy's about 2 minutes walking distance from me, which explains so much about my physique.
Shit. I'd honestly, yeah. Let's go with Jack in the Box, just because I can't really think. I like the McDonald's one, but not as much.
None of us going with Popeyes.
Dude, Popeyes. There we go.
See, I don't have Popeye's chickens.
Yeah, I don't have a Pop. We don't have, I'm in Canada, so we don't have that.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's just started making their way up to Wisconsin, but they're not even in Wisconsin. I go to Illinois for it.
Dude, I don't even go to Chick-fil-A, and we're here, and they have them all over the place. Those lines are fucking crazy. I don't know.
They're stupid. They're stupid big.
I don't know what you guys have over there, but out here I compare it to our In-N-Out. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Well, yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah, like those lines are ridiculous as shit. And there's one where in the same parking block you have a Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out, and the lines are like running next to each other, and they're just stupid long, and one runs into the street on one side and the other one runs into the street the other side, and that block is like the worst fucking place to be at, like at 6 o'clock 7 o'clock in the afternoon, because that shit is running crazy.
I got a McDonald's and a Dunkin' Donuts connected to each other. Mm-hmm. But like I don't eat a ton of McDonald's, so if I do, it's usually breakfast or just getting coffee. Breakfast. There's so many times where I'm in the line at that McDonald's and I just dip out and like drive around and go to the Dunkin' Donuts and get my coffee or whatever, and I'm out.
Dude, Dunkin' Donuts is bomb. I love Dunkin' Donuts.
America runs on Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts tried to start up here when I was a kid. Unfortunately, they couldn't compete with Tim Hortons for Canadians' loyalty, which is sad because I really like the Dunkin' Donuts donuts a lot.
No, yeah,
Dunkin' Donuts. Their donuts.
What happened?
I'm not a big fan. Like their donuts are fine. Oh, okay. Sorry, you guys don't have Quick Trips like I do. Like you get the Glazers from Quick Trip, and like any donut sucks.
I mean, we have 7-Eleven, and they kind of have the same shit.
Nah, dude, you don't know what a Glazer is, so you've had a Glazer, buddy. It's good shit.
I guess.
Junie can confirm.
I don't know. When I go to freaking shit, what were we talking about? Dunkin' Donuts. I always get I get a coffee and I get like their breakfast sandwiches, and that's it. So
I don't even fuck around with those.
I'm not there for their donuts. They have their donut holes. I get that shit sometimes.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Dunkins by my work, so a lot of times they'll just get Dunkins
I gotta
and
drive
bring it to work.
I gotta drive even further.
All the way to Wisconsin, eh?
Yeah, exactly. All right, now our other question. Paul Hernandez asks, a bit out there, but once this pandemic is over, if ever, where do you see each member of the Undisputed Era in 10 years? Like, will they have big success in WWE like they did in NXT? I don't even know how I read that last part with a straight face.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't really like throw together NXT and WWE. Well, not right now. Yes, I guess you can, but like previously, like it was one of those things where like when people would say NXT versus WWE and NXT, it made sense to me because I feel like it is two different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so should we start with the easy one? Bobby Fish.
10 years. 10 years, his knee will probably have fallen off and he'll be retired at this rate.
Yeah, he's old.
I see retirement for Fish. I don't really see anything like a singles title run with him.
No.
Fish, no. He'll just be there till.
If we're lucky, maybe we get a Red Dragon title run.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be great. That would be awesome. Like if they ever like throw the tag titles back into one, they should be the ones to be the one doing it.
You know, we'll probably have a lot better idea about this whole Undisputed Era on the main roster here in like a month after SummerSlam weekend.
Actually, if we're really lucky, what we'll get instead of a call up to the main roster, we'll get. We know this, guys. What are the indisputable Aeon doing in the Impact Zone? As all four of them show up in Impact, but you know, that's if we're really lucky.
Yeah. So okay.
I feel like they would be able to treat not Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly really well out in Impact.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean,
out of these four, I feel like Kyle O'Reilly probably has like the best chance at making it at the main roster.
At the very least, he can make it on Raw Underground.
Yeah. Well, like, little do people realize, I guess people do realize, Kyle O'Reilly was the top guy in Ring of Honor for a spec. Yep. You know?
He's also got enough personality to make for an entire faction.
Yeah, it's true. That no one really knew about. Like, did Roddy Strong ever even win the world title in ROH?
Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
who?
What? Roddy Strong? I thought he was just like the TV title guy.
No. I thought you O'Reilly. I mean, O'Reilly won it because Ring of Honor found out how much they fucked up on him, and they were trying to like make amends towards the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylo already made that choice of like, fuck you guys, I'm gone.
Yeah. Well, like I've always felt like Kyle O'Reilly could be like a Daniel Bryan if they wanted to push him that way.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And then he has the whole sugar thing. What's that called? Diabetes?
Diabetes, yeah.
Yeah, diabetes, but the kind you're born with, not the kind you eat yourself into.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Roddy Strong did hold the title. Roddy did hold the title from September 11th, 2010 until March 19th, 2011 when he lost the Ring of Honor title to Eddie Edwards.
Oh, so he had a big long run.
Yeah, beat Seth Rollins for it.
I don't know. There you go. No, he beat Tyler Black. Fuck.
No, that was just a long-term storyline. He was actually Seth Rollins all that time. You just don't understand long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, seriously.
Like, I understand people love Adam Cole, but after a while, you kind of get just bored of his shit.
Well, yeah. Well, pump the brakes. Hold on. So Roddy Strong, are we all under agreement that he just doesn't have like he's just a really good worker?
If they give him, and I will fall on this fucking grenade until like it happens. Like I 100% believe if they give Roddy Strong the heel gimmick, that fucking prick gimmick, he could ride this Rocket to whatever the hell he wants to. I could see
It's
him
true.
main event WrestleMania.
He's shown just this past like 2 years. He has shown so much more, so many more improvements in like his personality and his promos and as his prick heel. And I think
because he's a prick heel.
Yeah.
So you're talking like kind of like the Miz, or someone different.
the Miz, but that's someone that you actually believe could win a fight.
The Miz,
like Miz,
but like more like I have the resume to do it. Like I know I can. Like the Miz, he's just the mouth, right? Yeah, he's a world champion, but he never. I feel like he never uses that. He's kind of like, yeah, I'm the best because I'm the Miz. Whereas in Roddy Strong could be like, I'm the best because I have this. I have done this. I know I could do this too.
Yeah.
So the correct term would be like a wrestling heel, I believe.
Yeah.
Wrestling heel, yeah. The prick wrestling heel.
So yes, Roddy Strong, I could totally buy as a world champion. Just give me that asshole Roddy, because like face Roddy, I can't defend that. I cannot. Like I remember back at the time, Argyle was really like not into him. He's like he's boring, blah blah blah, and I'm like, just wait. They need to turn him. They need to turn him, and you're gonna see why this guy is one of the best. He fucking joined Undisputed Era, and since then he's been gold.
Yeah.
He's been gold. It's been better than that bullshit promo stuff they were giving him prior.
Oh yeah. That shit wasn't gonna work. My one thing with Strong when he's wrestling is every once in a while he's like looking too fancy, like he's a babyface, you know? And he should be doing less.
Remember, you can sometimes you can take a guy out of the indies, but you can't take an indie out of the guy.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you guys on him. So then, okay, Adam Cole, brother. What's next for him?
I mean,
well, he's gonna get his head knocked off by a football player and never wrestle again. Clearly.
I could see him with a couple championship reigns, but I think it's gonna turn into like this whole five moves of doom with Adam Cole type deal shit. You know.
Here's the thing, though. He can talk, but it depends how he's presented from the get go, because it could be like an EC3 thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just don't fucking use him. Mm-hmm. So it's that, or he's like a tippy top mic worker to put all the shit on him.
I mean, if they keep him with Undisputed Era for some time, like these guys move money.
Unless, oh god, what if the stupid fake Antifa group comes into the ring and unmasks and it's the Undisputed Era? How badly would you quit WWE forever if that happened?
I would want to see where they would move into it for a month at least, because I feel like if like, oh, we're Undisputed Era, like once that happens, that old gimmick has to die immediately, and they start their undisputed bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
Like if these guys were to go into the main event and within the first two pay-per-views they all have titles, I would not care. I would be super excited for that.
Yep. I honestly feel like they dropped the ball on the Undisputed NXT by not pushing for that sooner than what happened.
No, I hate the fact that it was so short-lived.
Yeah. Like they should have ruled the title scene like the goddamn Horsemen did.
Yes,
back in the 80s.
They should have.
And it took them a long time to get the titles. They like did nothing for a year. They just kind of beat people up.
They just and watch Adam Cole kick out a finisher after finisher.
Yeah, and I think like it was like this whole thing of like cold feet, because like it was Roddy, right, that lost his title first, and it was during that time where like, oh, somebody's gonna turn, they're gonna kick out Roddy, and they tried to pull the plug on it. They never did it, and I'm like, so what was the point of this? You're not moving them up. Like I said this in our prediction game podcast a while back. Like them losing their titles should have happened all in one night. I wanted to see Undisputed crumble in one shot, right? You get Roddy out there first, he loses his title. You throw a little promo of the rest of the guys doing like, it's fine, it's okay. You have the tag match, they lose their titles. and then it's all up to Adam Cole, and then he loses it, and then they're gone for months, and then they show up at the main roster. You know.
Yep, and back together again.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, they milked the cow. Yeah, they milked the cow on that, and now they're just like doing bullshit. Like, I'm sure the match is gonna have with that punter will probably be good, but the storyline's kind of lame.
I mean, it's a
I don't know.
punter.
That's the thing. Firstly, I hate when the wrestlers are always just doing the job to some mainstream star, but then when the mainstream star is a punter that isn't a mainstream star, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't care what people got to say.
Pat McAfee is definitely not. I think Jim Cornette. I hate to give him credit, but Jim Cornette put it as Pat McAfee's not Lawrence Taylor. Hell, he's not even Steve McMichael.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading that, like, man, this is gonna add so many buys. I think I remember reading that Pat McAfee's YouTube show draws something like an average of 13 to 15,000 viewers a week. So it's like, whew, that's not a lot of eyes you're adding to the product by bringing him in with his quote celebrity unquote rub.
I mean, like, you had on the main roster, you had Gronk, right?
Ugh, don't remind me.
Okay, but still, it was fucking Gronk.
Yeah.
Like, the shit he did, whatever. Like, at least Gronk is a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? People know who Gronk is. That shit could have gotten eyes not from like different wrestlers, but like from ESPN, right?
Yeah.
And people are gonna be like, oh, they actually talk about it. Right now, you got fucking McAfee on here, and like, they're gonna be like, a punter is in WWE, right?
Yeah,
Like,
a funny punter.
Is
He's
not.
funny. He makes jokes.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
There's not much to it.
And I'm pretty sure they're picturing him as like a freaking badass too. So
don't be a wrestler. Be a guy from a sport outside of wrestling. You'll be able to beat every wrestler ever.
Yeah. Or just challenge for a title, but don't ever be the champion. They'll dominate TV.
Yeah. All non-title matches, yo.
For sure. So do we got anything else tonight, boys?
I don't think so. We're running over.
All right, well, oh, balls. So next week, we got spoilers. But this week, Top Guys out.
Hold on. I gotta close this out.